One, happy Saturday, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Super stoked about today's little live stream. We're going to be talking about, a Flipper Zero. If you guys don't know what Flipper Zero is, don't worry. We'll learn today with Noah and I. We'll showcase some stuff, see what we can do. And if you have any questions, throw it in the chat. We will get to you as soon as we can. And I do have an announcement towards the end, probably around 10 minutes before the end of the show. We'll probably stick around maybe for an hour and a half, obviously respecting Noah's time and everyone else's time for this beautiful Saturday morning. So, if you guys don't know who Noah is, Noah, do a little introduction. Who are you and what do we got in store today?
What's up, guys? So this is my second time on Pat's stream. The first time we went over like some web development and into cyber. So this time I'm going to be doing hands-on, more of like the lab part. So a little bit about me is I'm currently a front-end developer and I do IT support at a software company. So I'm wanting to get more into like the cyber space field as far as like pen testing. The route I want to go is red teaming, and I'm probably like the route that I want to eventually go down is probably going to be like web app pen testing.
Nice, nice. And yeah, web app testing, obviously doing the front end stuff and all that good stuff. So obviously that makes the most sense and probably clicks and resonates more with you than going into something that you're totally green, right? Then you have to learn all those elements. But as a pen tester, as a whatever you want to call it, even if you focus on web apps, you'd probably still have to tinker with some other stuff. And I like to say that because I'm not a web app expert, but I always have to tinker with it, even though it's like this, it's definitely on my low on the totem pole for me to go into those kind of engagements. Because I like to do the Windows stuff and external stuff. And I started getting into more of the cloud pen testing stuff with Pwn Labs. And Ian over there is great. If you ever see this, Ian, thank you so much for all the support you have done and giving me access and showing me the platform. I'm loving it so far. You learn some Azure pen testing, AWS, and a whole bunch of fun stuff. So kudos, and it's a great platform to test. So, right, like what is the Flipper Zero? Like before we actually get into it, let's like talk about what is it. So explain what is it from your perspective, and I'll give you a little taste of what I think it is.
Okay, so the Flipper Zero is a handheld portable device for pen testers. Typically, it can be done like illegally and illegally, but I advise to not do it like illegally. But you can run all kinds of stuff on it. Like for example, what you can do on it is like you could like have a universal remote. Like you can like turn on the device and do like the command and hold it to your TV. It can turn your TV on and off, the volume channels, and then also like you can copy a key. You can do like hold up a key to the flipper and like angle it to where it has a direct key. So what you could do is you could eventually take that to like Lowe's or Home Depot and like get the key made like from the device, depending on like because like they're gonna ask you like what numbers or what scale the key is, and then also you can plug in like the different attachments for it. Like I have the Wi-Fi dev board plug into that. You would have to download the firmware for that for it to work correctly. There's all kinds of firmware you can get off GitHub. And then also I have the Raspberry Pi, which is a gaming module. Plug that in. I can plug an HDMI cable into that into like a TV or monitor, and then like you can play the actual Flipper games. Like you can go to the Flipper Lab website and download those, or you can get them some of them off GitHub, depending on like what you look up. But with the Flipper Zero, you can download the main software for it, but I have the like the Momentum firmware, which I got that off GitHub, and then with the Wi-Fi dev board, I use the Marauder firmware for it.
Cool. So that's awesome. Yeah, and I think it's the same thing. Obviously, I always describe it as like a portable open source, multiple tool device or multi tool device, and you can use for good or bad. Like I've done it for a few things that you've done it, but I like clone badges or clone like key fobs for hotel rooms and going into like friends hotel like because I don't drink. Funny story, I don't. Obviously, a lot of people know I don't drink. So like I think it was 2 years ago at DEF CON, a friend of mine got a little too drunk, and obviously I was like, I guess the designated walker because we weren't driving. I wanted to make sure he got back home, and I held his stuff like his wallet and stuff like that because he didn't have pockets. I think it was like after a pool. I don't remember exactly, but I was like, oh, let me get your stuff, and I cloned his his uh, his card. And and the next morning, I got into his room and I scared him. It was actually a funny prank, and I was gonna film it, but I was like, obviously privacy. He's a little more off the grid, this guy. So I know it's not gonna like, oh, I could have like grayed his face out, whatever. But yeah, it's definitely like built for pen testers, hackers, tech enthusiasts, or whatever you want to call us, right? And it's a cool little gadget, right? And obviously, if you're here, you probably know what a flipper is. So this is my flipper. I have a few of them. I have a white one. I think I'm running. I don't even know what I'm running on here, but this one, and then I have the clear one with the Wi-Fi dev board. So this one is running Momentum. I recently installed that just for this stream. Because to be honest, I don't know why I do this, but I get all hyped up and I get all these gadgets and I don't really use them. So yeah, so other stuff you can do Wi-Fi pen testing, and I'm not sure what we're going to showcase because it's pretty much Noah's show. We'll showcase some stuff, but you can do garage door openers, you know, like you said, remote switches and all this fun stuff and relay those signals pretty easily. So yeah, so I'll pass the baton to you, and if you want to share your screen, do some stuff, and showcase and explain what we're doing, and I'll hop in whenever. So yeah, I'll bring up your screen, and the floor is yours.
All right, so see, I have the Momentum firmware here. This is the date. So like basically with the flipper, so like you have the device plugged in to the USB. So basically like if I unplug this, see it's like connect your flipper. So you use like a USB or a C port to plug in. So once I plug in the flipper, now it's connected, and then like the light comes on as green. And then here you can see like all the back end stuff. So like where it's saying like when they built your flipper. So if you buy it like off of like the flipper website, like it tells you like the day they built firmware, and then also like the SD card. You can get really any SD card. I have 256 gigabytes, so I have like the highest you can go, like, but you can go as low as like 32 gigabyte on it. It doesn't really matter as far as gigabytes because like it doesn't take up that much space because I have all kinds of stuff downloaded on here, and it still has like 98% free space on it. So if I click here, you can click the back arrow, or you can click here. So with this is the setup for the back end. So like you can choose different themes that you want to set it up through, like whatever firmware you do. So the Momentum has a bunch of themes you can choose from. I think I have the more of like the basic theme here where it has like everything on one screen. But what it shows here is going to be apps, sub gigahertz, infrared, RFD, NFC, GPIO, and then if you scroll over with a mouse, there's going to be more. So there's like an I button here, and then also this U2F, and then the GPIO, which this is where you'd go with once you plug in the Wi-Fi dev board, you would go here to run the scripts. And then it has like a bad USB. So if you're familiar with like a rubber ducky, you can click this and then go to demos. And this is all stuff you can run. This stuff has to be plugged into a USB. So you have to have this like plugged in to a computer or a phone or like Android for it to run, because it's not going to run wirelessly unless you have like a certain attachment. But I don't have any wireless attachments right now. I just have like the plug and play. Then once you click this, you can like run the script. So if I do like this one and I click it, see it, then it disconnects, and then it has like connect your flipper. So like you have to have the device plugged in for it to actual like work. And then it's like with the firmware, with this, you would have to just unplug the device and then wait and then plug it back in. But you can run different scripts as far as like on Windows and then on Android. But with the device, once you have it plugged in, and then you can unplug it. But there's also different scripts. So with the scripts, like the scripts are going to come up on the flipper. So it's going to say like run, config, or Bluetooth. And then what you can do is you can click run, and then it runs the command for the flipper. Let me pull this back in real quick. All right, and then right, and then so with that, so like you have to like look at the flipper once it's plugged in, because like I said, it goes off the main screen. So like what you're doing here, it just varies as far as the scripts go. And then with the other demos you can do, once you click any of these, this will allow you to run. So you can do like the test mouse, run that script, and then you'd have to run it from the device as far as that part goes. So then if we go back here, this is the momentum firmware here. So if you click this, you can do the interface, protocols, miscellaneous. You could click through these and you can change the graphics. So if I click this, these are all the packets or packs I have on here, as far as what I downloaded for the momentum. So you can change the theme here. You can change the speed, and then also cycle through the different options here. And then as far as the lock screen, you can set the lock screen in the main menu tab. And then with the settings, if you go up here and then you click settings, you can go to Bluetooth. This will be for your phone. So say like you are connected through Bluetooth to your phone, and you go through your settings, and then you click the flipper, and then you can use that to control like the remotes and stuff on your phone. Like if you wanted to scroll, like say you're on TikTok and you wanted to like use a flipper to scroll through different videos, you can use that to scroll through the videos. Or you can just like, it has like a mouse where you can click on, like use a flipper as like a control to like click on apps with just a flipper. Like you don't even have to touch your phone, you can just use a flipper to control everything. And then with the other settings here, we'll get into more of like the attachments on the front here. So with the apps, once you click this, this is where you can go to the games. So if you click games, these are all the games that I have installed. So with the flipper regular firmware, you have to basically go through the lab and download all the games you want to download like manually. But with this one, you can actually have all the games already installed. So the momentum just takes everything that the flipper has, and then it adds to it, and then adds more as far as like the games already created. So we scroll down here. These are just like old school games that you can play. This is what's good about having the Raspberry Pi attachment, because like you can connect this in, and then like you can play this stuff like on the TV instead of like playing it on here or like on the device itself. So the screen's bigger on the computer or the TV. But yeah, it's just a bunch of like old school games like Flappy Bird and stuff like you can't really find in the App Store anymore. Like it's going to be most likely in here as far as the games. And then with the Bluetooth, this is where there's different scripts you can run, setups. Like you can do Bluetooth spam, Bluetooth remote, trigger, and then there's also like a Find My Flipper. So if you click this, it shows like the like IP and everything of the flipper that you can showcase. Like if you ever lose your flipper, then you can just like take a picture, like click this, take a picture, and like you'll have the information stored here. With the PC monitor, you can you have to download a like attachment onto your computer, and then you can see like your PC aspects with this one once you have it downloaded. And then that's with the software, and then the GPIO is here, so that you can do like this is where the different scripts come in, like debug, ESP. So if we go to ESP, this is the firmware I have on the Wi-Fi dev board, the Wi-Fi Marauder. So if I were to plug in the flipper or plug in the Wi-Fi dev board and plug it into here, I can run the script once it's plugged in. So basically what you do is like on the front of the flipper, it has like the different pins where you can plug in the device. So what you do is you just take this and then plug it into here. And once you plug this into here, see it blink. It does like a like a blink variation here. And then with this, if you want to install firmware onto this, what you do before you plug this into a USB, you have to hold the boot button here. So you would hold the boot down, and then you would plug in the USB into here, and then you would plug into the computer. If you don't hold the boot button down, it doesn't work. Like it won't be able to detect the Wi-Fi dev board. And then, so once this is plugged in here, you can run the scripts off of here with a flipper. I just run the scripts off of the flipper. I don't really, I rarely plug it into the computer and do it. I just do it from the flipper. But these are just the different scripts that you can go in. And then, like, it's going to have the run command like it did on here. So once I click on one, it'll say run, and then you'll go on the flipper. You'll click the button here to run the script, and then it runs the script for you. So these are all the different the GPIO I have set up. These are all installed through the Momentum firmware. So all these are come pre-installed once you get Momentum. And then, so if we go back here, this is like debug scripts. So here is like Flasher. You can use any of these as far as like a lot of these scripts I haven't like ran yet. So I don't really know like what it really does because I've only had the flipper for like a month. So I'm only familiar with like stuff I've went over as far as like the firmware for the Wi-Fi dev board, and then just like the Raspberry Pi gaming piece. But also you can test Ethernet cable with this. So this one you can click here, and then you can have, if you have the right attachment, like you can make different attachments for this as far as like the pins. Once you create the attachment, you can plug it into here. And then at the top, it does have like the different like 5V, 87, 86, and then you have to figure out like which one of these can power what you're trying to, for it to like power and use. And then you just plug an Ethernet into the attachment, and then it can test Ethernet cable. So like you don't really need like any kind of testing tools. If you had this, you could like make something, and then you could run that off of here. And then if we go back here and we go to the other scripts here. So these are just all the ones. There's a lot of ones to go through as far as what's listed in here for the Marauder firmware. There's like Air Mouse. There's like the badge one where you can scan a badge with the flipper, and then you can save it on the flipper as the badge. If you can hold this up to like an entry or like a hotel room, and like you can hold it up, and like these little pins right here, it's what actually allows it to like capture the frequency, and then for it to work against like certain doors or different components that you want to scan as far as like the different badges. And then this one, you can run like the Ghost ESP, like, but you have to have like the certain attachments for that for it to work. And then also there's different ones like Pokemon Trading Controller. There's a clock. And then if you scroll down here, there's just different ones that I have set up. And there's also, you can test wires through here. There's like a flashlight, and then there's like a GPS. And then you can do like FM, AM radio. This is the terminal. And there's like game remote, Ethernet. These are just all of the different, and like these right here are like the main ones that you're going to get if you just download the Flipper Zero software. You're going to get these here. These are all going to be through the lab, but the ones at the very top that I already went over, those ones are going to be through certain firmwares. Like you'd have to go to GitHub and figure out what firmware you want to use in order to get these certain attachments for you to click on, for you to run the scripts on. And then iButton is just different stuff here. Like these two are going to be set up or through the lab for the flipper. And then the infrared is just different stuff here. So this is like ones that were already set up through the lab, like the flipper lab. Like it's a website you can go to, like once you download the flipper, to install different attachments and components on it. So you can do like a wireless controller, hook that up to here. And then the media, same thing with this one. So like, so if I were to click this is like an old school like DVD screensaver. This is back in the day. So like this, like you can do this for fun. These are just like little fun ones that you can do. And then you can do etch a sketch. So like if you were to draw on this, like you would have to like hold this down to draw, and then you can draw, and then to clear, you just click the back arrow here. And then also there's like little games you can do as far as like the flipper cue. This is like different noises. So these are like old school like video game noises. So you hold this and then like just go over the different ones. So that's like the shooter arcade one. But those are all the noises that this makes. So it's just different, like retro arcade. So that's that one's like, but like this part here, the media section is just like a bunch of fun gadgets that you can do with it as far as like what's listed through here. But you can, if you have this right attachment, you can actually like use it to like take pictures, and then the pictures will display onto here on the flipper. And there's like music player, paint, and then the zero tracker. So if we go back here, we go to NFC. This is all the different things. So it's like the Metro Flips. Like all of these are a bunch of different just softwares that downloaded on here as far as what's through the NFC. And then you can also read like a passport. So if you were to click this, you would have to enter the information, and then you can read your passport information. Like you can save that onto the flipper. And then these are just the different scripts that are set up here. With RFID, you can also generate these through here. So the RFID, you can do like a key generator, multi-writer, and then you can just, once you start clicking on stuff, like you have to look at the flipper, because like I said, like you have to run different commands, and you can't run it off the computer. It has to be ran through the flipper. And then as far as the scripts, these are just different stuff that I have downloaded. So this is like JSON. So if I were to click this, basically it's running the console. I click start. So like you can type anything. So you can type in like math equations. So like 2 + 2, and then would be 4. So you would click save. So what you do is you would just click that, and it says 4. So it's like you can run like code off of this. Like you don't have to like, have like software on the computer to run. If you had this and you wanted to run the different code. And then like if it says like, once you look back, it says like if you're stuck here, like, something wrong, we run the script and then it's finished. So then you just click back to go back to here. Sub gigahertz. This is also different stuff you can do for us, like radios. Like it can scan radios. Like there's also like a radio scanner. Restaurants. Like if you're in a restaurant, you can, like it has a jukebox. You can most likely you could change like the music from that. Like you wouldn't have to like pay for it. You could just mess with it through here. This is just like rolling falls, spectrum, and then also like the subcomputer. So like the stuff like this is what is going to be pre-installed on the flipper when you like turn it on. But everything you see that's like not original code is going to be through like a firmware, or just through like you have to go to the flipper lab to download a lot of this if you don't do the certain firmware that you want to do. Also, there's different remotes. There's also like a weather station, so like you can like take us outside, and then you can see like you can hold it up to the air, and it like reads the frequency, and then you would be able to like just touch like the weather, like what it is, if it's like rainy, sunny, or whatever. Tools. With these are all the ones that you can get through the lab flipper also. So scroll on here. These are like just different things that you can do as far as like the bad USB. And then there's a calculator. So if I click this, you can type in like anything in here, and then it's like a portable calculator. And then as far as the other stuff, it's like calendar, combo cracker. So you can click this, and you can crack locks with this once you calculate like the locks through here. And then with the other stuff that's on here, there's like a timer. There's also like a Pomodoro. I think it's on this one. It's like a Pomodoro. You can like click it, and there's like, I think it's like 30 minutes is what it is. So this, like, there's a financial calculator. So like, say you're at like a car lot and you want to know like the information as far as like the down payment or the interest rate. So you can like, you would basically plug the value of the vehicle here. You would plug the interest rate into here, and then this would be like the full value as far as down at the bottom. And this is like the monthly payments would go here. So you'd be able to tell, like, plug in like say $20,000, interest rate's like 5%, and like it would calculate everything for you through this app here. And then let's see if we go. Let me go back. Like a lot of these functions, you have to hold the arrow, like you have to hold this down for it to go back. Like that one, you had to hold it down with the device for it to go back. But the majority of them, you just click back once. But you may have to hold it or click back multiple times. And then the Flipper Zero, there's like a clock, a tracker, hex editors. Here's the key copier. So with this one, this is what you would do is like you would select the key format, like whatever key it is, and what you could do is you could you hold. So what you do is you take a key and you hold it up to like the actual like lines, and then like the dips that are in the key. So let me see. So like I have a key in our wallet here, so I can show you the different. So like this.
Do you want to do that like up front? Because since you're super, I guess yeah.
Well, no, I don't have to do it now. I'm just saying like this is the key. So like you would have to like hold this like up to the device, and then you would have to like move. You can move down the arrows to like match the format of the key, and then that's how you could scan the copy of the key. And then you can also generate passwords. So you can go through here and like you can tell like the length of the password, and it just generates passwords for you through here. And then there's just different. So that's a Pomodoro one. Like there's different ones that you can just do as far as what's on here. There's a lot of stuff on the Momentum firmware. The USB with this, you would have to go through here. Like I said, plug in the USB and then go through the different setups here. But with that, that's all the files that's in the Momentum software that I have as far as what's listed here. But then same thing here, like you can go to sub gigahertz and it's going to pull the same information. You would click read, and then it would like scan and then read the frequency here. So if you go back here, and then with just the apps, it's just all the stuff that you get in the Momentum firmware. All the stuff you see here is going to be pre-installed on the Flipper. So this is where you go to do the universal remotes, TVs, projectors, audio. Like these are all the ones that's set up in here. You can do LEDs, fans, Bluetooth or Blu-ray, DVDs, monitors, digital signs, and then you can save any extra stuff into here. So say it's not on here, you can save it, and then you can load it from the library file here. And then I button is just same thing with this. Like you can read, and then you have to connect the certain pins for it to read right. And then with the GBIO here, you would be able to click these, and then it can scan whatever you want it to do as far as this. But like I said, you have to have the attachment pieces to a lot of this stuff as far as what's listed here. And then the bad KB, that's the one that I started with earlier, where I just clicked on one and then you run the script. So yeah, this is like the overview of the Flipper. If you wanted to go into settings, what you could do is you could go into here and you can do like power. You can power it off through here, or you can hold this down, like hold down the arrow to power it off. But yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with the Flipper as far as like passport scans and like RFID badges scans. And then you can just go in here and play around with different settings as far as what's listed here. But yeah, so with the Flipper, like I said, it can read networks and it can scan a lot of stuff. It just depending on like what you want to do. As far as the Flipper, I wouldn't recommend doing like any illegal stuff with it. But yeah, you can open up like your garage door with it if you want to do that. You can also read like your key fob for your vehicle. But with that, there was a recent video that someone posted that I saw on YouTube. That, like, if you do that, you have to, in order to get the key back working, you have to like hold down the lock button for like 5 seconds. Then you have to like press unlock and then press lock again for the key to be reprogrammed. As far as the key.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't tinkered with it too much of that. Now, I just want to, obviously, we're about the half an hour mark, and I'll say it now and I'll say it again at the end. So I obviously I have a little giveaway that I want to do, or whatever you want to call this. I don't know. So I do have a brand new Flipper. It's boxed up, and the video game module, right? I I got this for this stream, and I wanted to do a little giveaway because I know next week I'm going out to Vegas for DEF CON, and the next question is how can we enter or whatever. So I figured I set up a uh, buy me a coffee uh, page. So I'm going to put this in the chat, and if you would like to enter and support my, journey, infosec path, the whole shebang, please you can go ahead and enter or support the channel. And if you like just support, like if you just go to the main site, I'm still learning it, so excuse me. I put buy me a pizza because a lot of folks. I was going to put buy me green tea, but I thought that was already a little played out already. So pizza is probably my next thing I love. I probably eat it 2-3 times a week. I'm surprised I'm not chubsy wubsy, but so you can just put your name, and if you just want to support just for this time, and just say something nice, say hey whatever, or you can become a member, right? So obviously the the membership is obviously a few different tiers, and whatever those tiers are you will get. So you know premium access, coaching, group coaching, ask me on something like this, but maybe on Discord, or some kind of privately way to communicate, and then access to a private Discord server with just responses just with us, right? If you join this, we'll have our own little area that we can communicate. And obviously for the hardcore fans, obviously I think I have a few of those. I really appreciate this is just to help obviously enter into the giveaway, but I wanted to make this more for just helping the movement, right? And we put a lot, Noah's new to the game. He's going to see how much time, how much effort it goes into making these videos. And I'm doing this for you guys. And I want to just maybe get some, I guess, something in return, in the sense of like, okay, like we're putting in all this work, and how can we, um, you know, I hate to say get something back. It sound like, I don't know. It sounds weird in my head. Sounds bad, but just help a brother out. I help you. You help me. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So if you want to enter, I'm probably gonna be running it for. Let me see the dates. I would like to do it just until I leave for DEF CON. So I leave next week. So maybe I'll run it from the 26th today to the 2nd, which is next Saturday. And I'll be on my way to Vegas. And I will be bringing this with me to Vegas. And if you, okay, another thing, right? If you enter and you are going to Vegas, if you're going to Black Hat or DEF CON, I'm going to both. Just let me know. So, like, if I pick the winner, maybe that's even better. If I pick the winner and you guys are at DEF CON, I'll bring it. If the winner is somewhere else, obviously I'll have to mail it. And I will mail it international. That's the next question. I will mail it wherever. I just need the proper way to write your address because, obviously in the States is a little different than if you're going overseas. But yeah, I just want to make that announcement at the half an hour mark, and I'll probably say something towards the end just for those new guys that were joining from here on out. But yeah, so thank you so much for that overview. Do you want to like demo some, like a few little things, like maybe a rubber ducky, or maybe I don't know if you have a TV. I don't have a TV in this room. To showcase, okay, like we can shut off the TV and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to put that on. And like Noah said, please, if you guys have one of these, and if you are the winner, please don't use this for malicious intent. I feel like I'm selling a gun or something. I have to tell you, don't shoot anyone, right? So please, don't do anything that's going to get you in trouble. But yeah, thank you for that. Pass the baton back to you, and appreciate that.
Yeah, so I don't have a TV in my room as far as trying to use a universal remote for the TV. But yeah, I can try to run a few scripts and see what it does. Let me see. if I go to here. So like you would need like actual phones or devices for those. Yeah, I could try to run. Let me see if I can run a few of these. Do the Windows one I was doing earlier. Let's see.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Just the Windows one will probably be.
But it should show my whole screen there, right? When I run it.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's say I don't think it's gonna work on the actual software here. So you're not gonna be able to see it.
Hmm.
It won't let me
Gotcha.
run it because when I go to demo and I go to Windows, it says I have to run it with the USB. Hold on, it's actually I got it to work, but it's on the other screen though, so I'm going to pull it over to the main one. It's programming
The terminal.
yeah. So that's the script that it ran for the Windows one.
Yeah, and so just to give a little insight, that's the default, right? So you can modify that script. I think like Ryan did that, or O'Day, Ryan Montgomery. He put it. I think he showcased something. He put it and it said like O'Day. You can just modify your script and re-upload it. And it's sort of like I have a few rubber duckies. I don't even know where they are. I think they're back there, but they're really cool. It's a fun cool little thing. It's not really doing anything malicious per se. It's just running like it's keystrokes. Obviously, you can make anything malicious, but the intent is more like a prank type thing. That's what I use it as. I never really did anything really crazy bad. Um, yes, NeoFetch. Yes, you can use your Flipper Zero to interact with and test Bluetooth devices. Um, and even I don't know if you have an iPhone or I don't know if that BLE attack still works, but like you can like what is it like use it and like it pops up different devices and like it's more like an annoying thing. But I think it can crash your phone or something like that. I don't know if like Apple patched that, but that was pretty fun when I was going around. Like you would just like leave it on and see people's phone like what the hell is going on? Connect to like this Apple TV and you know AirPods and whatever. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if if there's any other questions. I certainly would love to learn more about the flipper. It's a nice little gadget, but ain't that super urgent secret tool everyone think it is? Yeah, exactly, FedEx. You're right about that. It's a cool little gadget. It's not. There you go. That's pretty much doing that little PowerShell script. And so if you catenate that, like if you open that qflipper install.ps1, you can if you have PowerShell PE, you can open that and see what the actual script is doing, and we can debug or go over that if you want and show everyone. But let's see what else. Game concepts, bro. How can I make a universal remote for my school's AC? You could teach me just a cheap on AC electricity. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not sure where you are in the world, but I don't know how to do that because I don't need to do that. So sorry, I can't help you with that one. Unless someone else in the chat can, I have no idea. You clone your company badge and log. Yes, FedEx. You can definitely clone your company badge. I Yes, I've done that with a few friends, and I cloned their badge and I like tailgated them, and yeah. So yeah, you can do some cool stuff. I think Noah stepped away. I'm not sure. In India, yeah, I have no idea, man. Sorry. Um, I I'm here in the States, and we don't have. At least I don't have a remote to put my air conditioner on. I have just a place to go and just you know a thermostat. Noah, did you lose your camera?
Yeah, I think so.
No sweat. I was like, oh, maybe he just stepped away. But but yeah, no worries. Yeah, and just because this is a new, you know, if there's anything that on the buy me a coffee thing, remember I just did this week, and I put some new stuff on it this morning. And if there's anything that you guys would like to see, obviously, thanks for support. That's just because thank you so much. I appreciate you. But like, if there's anything that you would like, any ideas, I'm all ears. I love to, improve things, make things better, and try to give back as best as I can. And obviously, feedback is important. Exactly, FedEx. Exactly.
Are you wanting to go over any like questions in the chat or anything?
There wasn't too many questions per se. Like, I don't know, this guy, Game Concepts, bro, phones and Flipper Zero like devices are not allowed in your school. Which library I need to use? I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But yeah, like FedEx said, if your idea is to take a revenge in your own place, like, we're not here to condone bad things. Um,
Yeah,
so
this is for educational purpose only.
yeah, exactly. It's not to, that's why sometimes it's funny that we're on that topic, because I was talking to a friend about that like 2 3 months ago. Like, it's so fun to help others, but it's like, man, like, you don't know who you're giving this tool to and what they're going to do with it. So that's why I'm like, you know what, like, I'll help as many people, but maybe not showcase it. And that's one thing I love about Ryan, right? Like, or Ode. I call him Ryan because he's a personal friend, but like, he never shows you how to do it. He shows you the safety behind what it's doing, right? Like the flipper is like, oh, I'm at my, he's cloning his car or whatever he's doing, like, but he's not showing how to do it. He's like, okay, like, how can you remediate this? Is X Y Z, or stay safe or whatever. And I really like that concept. You know what I mean? Like, I was always on the other side, like, oh, I would love to teach someone how to do X Y Z. But then you can take X Y Z and do bad things. So yeah. Uh, yep, that's wild. Neofetch, yeah, and we'll talk about that later. And I just want to give a big shout out to him. Thank you. Like, I've been trying to get Goad, a game of Active Directory, installed for like 2 or 3 days now, and I thought I had it last night. Like, it was going good, it was cooking. I went to bed because it is a couple hour task. I wake up this morning, it gave me an error, and I put it in the GOAD, or God of Active Directory's Discord. And so I want to try to troubleshoot that more. But I'm really hoping to get that installed. It seems very straightforward for the install in the steps, like for God version 3 or Go whatever GOAD version 3. But I don't know. It just like I have 128 gigs of my host. I have a Threadripper. I have 24 cores, and so like I have everything I think I need. Um, and I know it's not because I'm running, just to get some context out there. I'm running VMware Workstation inside of an Ubuntu box. So I installed Kali inside of that um, Ubuntu box. So Kali's running perfect and everything is all good. And then when I do the go.sh, the setup script, and do install, and it bombs out. So more troubleshooting to come. And once it's all up and running, and I'm definitely going to give Neo credit because he's the one that's helping me. He gets 99% of the credit. I just get the 1% because I'm showing it. Um, but I just want to put that out there. Thank you, and you deserve that shout out. I appreciate you. Um, so why, bro? They turn off the AC randomly in the middle of the afternoon. All right, so maybe it just yeah. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'll keep my comments to myself. Technically, you can just use a flipper to control the AC unit. Yeah, exactly. You're right, FedEx. Oh, that's not a bad instant. Teachers will appreciate me. No.
When they're like, there was an app like back when I was in high school. There was an app that like you could download, like you can turn off the teacher's like projector and some of that like, in the middle of class. And then like this one kid, like I think I was a senior in high school. It was a few years back. This one kid, he literally like took down the whole like um, I guess like the school's website, and he put a bunch of like malicious stuff on there. I guess his dad was like maybe like a pen tester or like ethical hacker, and he was learning from his dad. I don't know how. Like the kid was like probably like 16, 17 years old.
Man, and you'll be so surprised, and that's what we think, and that's where our minds go. But like, for an example, a lot of people have seen him on my show, on my channel, Lorenzo. Now I think he's like 17, almost 18. But I think like when he got like his CPTS, I think he was 15 years old, right? So there's kids out there that are pretty lethal, right? And they can do whatever they need to do for good or bad. So it's just like age is just a number, man. That's why like I hate the whole oh you need X amount of years experience and like blah 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 and like I know people that have way less experience than me that run circles around me. It's facts, right? And I know people that have been doing it for a really long time that is really good, right? So it's like I think that whole age and experience and all that stuff is just, uh, I don't know. That's not with me, but uh, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, because I know a lot of jobs nowadays, they want like senior level experience on like entry level job, which is like how are you going to have like 20 years of experience doing like a SOC analyst role if you're like 25?
Yeah, exactly. And oh, hey, what's up, Paul? Good to see you, man. I'll see him next week. Looking forward to that. Should be a fun time. If you use a flipper zero for bad intent, you most likely you get caught. Exactly. And there are a lot of better stealthy tools with technical knowledge. Yeah, exactly. You're right about that. And if you have any hardware hacking and hardware things like Paul OX3 security. I'm fucking saying Paul like people know who the hell I'm talking about. Um, blah blah blah. I'm just trying to go up. If you fear the police, then you know it's illegal and wrong. Just leave it alone. Exactly, FedEx. Let's do it. Yeah, dude, we're gonna get this thing popping. Like Neo, for an example, right? And I want to use him as an example again because he's his bachelor's degree in cybersecurity, and he's like doing a lot of cool things with Exegol. And me and him got close when I was having some Exegol, and Home was the one that put me on to Exegol. For those people that don't know Home, it's a friend. I know I like to call him Home. And then when I had like some problems, obviously he's overseas, so I don't like to bother him too much. So I'm like, oh, and then Neo reached out. I was like, hey, you have any questions about Exegol? And boom, this guy was just like on point. Yeah, exactly. You have a friend that passes CBBH at 15. Yeah, like 15, I didn't even know what a computer was, to be honest. And that's the truth. Probably knew what it was, but I never. I broke into my school's website. It was quite easy, but I told my teacher, "Yeah, man, you better just be careful, dude. You sound like bad news, like a bad seed." You know. Um, all right. All right. So I guess you wanna. I guess we can put the desktop. We can bring out mugs and closer, and we'll look at some questions. Because what time is it? It's almost the top of the hour, so good timing. And if you have any questions about the flipper, today was just more of an overview and knowing what the menu was, what the softwares and all that stuff. Like obviously, we have to be careful what we showcase as well. We didn't talk about this, beforehand, and it's good that we just showcase what it's all about in the theories because we don't want to get in trouble either, right? And obviously, I don't expect Noah to showcase some of his stuff and then expose some personal data that he doesn't want the world to see. So we all have to respect that. All right. So OM, how do you overcome a situation like? All right, I'll put this on the screen. How do you overcome situations like this where you think you know nothing and lost motivation, studying and doing nothing? That's going through. Oh, that's an awesome question, man. I went through that, right? I did go through that with Paul. Like when we were studying, or when I was studying, we were getting together for. If Paul, if you're still in the chat, remind me. I think it was her, me, him, Michaela. We were going through like I forget which one, like the web app pen testing from TCM. Like after the PMPT, we were like, okay, like we're gonna do this. We're gonna study together. We have our study group. We feed each other, and then all of a sudden, like one person had, I think Michaela's family went in town, or someone was sick, or something like that, and then like, oh, we'll link up next week. We'll link up next week, and next week never happened. And nearly a year later, um, so the web app stuff, a lot of people know that's not my strong suit, right? And I'm very open about it. I can tinker around with it. I can do what I need to do, but it's not something I can, talk off the top of my head very confidently. And that's the truth. So what I tended to do is like after that break, I guess you can say that burnout wore off and that eagerness came back. And, I started doing I did a bug bounty with a friend like about a month and a half ago. And then speaking to my friend Home, and he's awesome guy, and he hates web apps too. And I was like, but he has all these high end web like OSWE, CBBH, but he's on a different level. Like he's on some other shit. But I was like, hey man, like how did you like even though because we're alike, he's a lot better, but we're alike. We have the same interests, but like he has to do web apps because it's a part of his job, but he doesn't like it. So I'm like, hey, how do you stay up to par learning? And he said, doing it. And just those words were like, fuck, dude, just do it. Just do it. So what I ended up doing, and this is just my story. If you guys seen, like, you follow me on Instagram or whatever, not on LinkedIn because I don't have LinkedIn right now, but like I posted a new setup. So a new setup is in my bedroom. And because this setup in my office is more like for videos and talking shit and hanging out with my friends. So I wanted to set up an area where I can just study, just learn stuff. That area is not for Anything else? Yes, I did my Thirsty Thursday this Thursday in my room because I wanted to see how things were. And sometimes being in, I painted all my walls black in here just because I thought it would be not better. But sometimes it gets really dark and a little depressed. But so I was like, I need some fucking sunlight. So that's why I went over there. So that's what I did, man. Like I just separated my fun life to my learning life. Like I'm like, okay, like if I'm learning tonight, I'm going in my room and I get to learn, document, and this is the area I just focused on training. So that's what I did, man. So that's how I overcame it. I don't know, Noah. You have a little input on that? Do you ever feel like that?
Yeah, so that's imposter syndrome. That's what that sounds like. Yeah, so like when you're just getting into the field, you may not know a lot of information, but like the more you see it and the more you get hands on with it, like the quicker you'll pick up on it. Like, see, I'm more of hands on. I have to like if someone's explaining something to me, I have to like get my hands on it, like the mouse, and do it myself because I'm not really good at like taking in information and try to like process everything without actually doing the stuff. More of like hands on. So yeah, so like everybody's different, but a lot of people I know they prefer a lot of hands-on versus like reading textbooks and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, same. Like I don't like reading, and that's what sometimes it was like. It's hard to like 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 a friend of mine's like I like to study with people too. 'Cause, like even today, like we'll probably jump on the CTF in a few hours, and Paul and Stinger, if you guys are here, I'll probably be on there today because just chilling. Probably go to the gym after this, but I'll be on. But I just just do it, man. Just do it. So like certifications and all that stuff, it's just like reading, having your hands on, however you learn. And oh, that's what I was saying about the like CVVH, CPTS, going through the path is a lot of reading. But what I did, obviously I go through I do things a little different. I'm not going to sit there and read every single word. Sorry. So I'll download the cheat sheet from that little module, and I'll have it on a different screen, the PDF, and then I'll start up the instance of the lab, and I'll read the question, and just go through it like that, and then do Control F, and I have to find something. But yeah, I don't read word for word. That's just me. I don't think I'll ever do that because I hate to read. Um, but yeah, thank you. Let's see. Neo put something else out there. Okay, you're about to be banned here to the place of activity. Oh, what is he saying now, this kid? I haven't really followed because I know FedEx is getting upset. He goes, shut the F up. All right, let's get this kid out of here. All right, he's blocked. Thank you. Yeah, he's saying some stupid things. All right, I have a question. I'm getting an issue with the ESP32. Yeah, FedEx. Here you go. To be recognized on the flipper. Do you?
That's what I was.
Go ahead. No, my bad.
No, like that's what I was looking for. Like I have it. I saved some stuff on my computer because I couldn't. There's no video out there for the just like the Wi-Fi deadboard. Like you have to search for it. I think the one that Talking Sasquatch made is like 2 years old, but the stuff he uses through GitHub, it doesn't like it's outdated. So you have to find a more recent one. So I know there's one that I have to pull it up or I find the link. It's like it was like a year ago. Like all the stuff through GitHub is pretty relevant now, and it's like a 2-step process. Like there's some kind of dev tool somebody made where you could like copy the or get the scripts from GitHub and then put scripts in order on the developer, and you'd plug in the Wi-Fi deadboard into like your computer, and then you can run the script, and then it works. That's how I got mine to work. Because I couldn't find a video on it either.
Yeah, if you find something, just while we're on, just send it in the private chat, or you can just put it into your because you're streaming on yours. Just throw it in your chat, and they should see it too. The channel support outside the box. All right, let's see what does FedEx say. The channel support outside the box thinking and red team, and we conduct 8. Don't be like that person in real life. The mental. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. You don't want that. Thanks so much. Awesome. Uh, Neo, he laughs. Ah, viado, velho. Eu sou viado. All right. That is not illegal. It's just
So this is the guy's GitHub right here. I put it in the chat, and then that's the tool that you would use to put the script. So you basically pull the scripts off the dude's GitHub, and then you put them into the ESP tool. That's what somebody
cool.
created.
Awesome. So, Paul, I will say I use my Flipper at my favorite restaurants only where they know where they know me and I do to help them with their payment system and turn it off to services they don't need spamming. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good point. Awesome. So again, I'll just throw this in chat one more time. If you want to enter, yeah, it's the link for my buy me a coffee. I just think that's a little easier than becoming a member on my channel because that gives me more insight of who it is. So if you guys want to enter to win a Flipper Zero and a gaming, whatever, video game module, just become a member, and obviously I'll see it. I'll check throughout the weekend, and I'll probably make a video, probably maybe today or tomorrow, just a real video for like just the Flipper giveaway because I only have a week. And yeah, so awesome, Noah. Thank you so much for joining. Any other last closing statements?
No, I just put my LinkedIn and my YouTube in the chat because I forgot to do that on the first stream that we did at the
Sweet.
end.
Yeah, go connect with him because you can't connect with me because I don't have LinkedIn. But hopefully it comes back soon. I think what happened was I was connecting that to like a LinkedIn Learning, and I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened to it. I can't. I'm done with the whole assumptions. Is the gaming module worth it? I don't know. Mine's brand new in the box, and I'm not going to use it, so I'm going to give it away. Noah, can you answer FedEx's question?
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, like I said, like a lot of the stuff you can get is like old school games that you can't really get anymore. So if you wanted to play it just off the flipper, you can do that. But if you wanted to like play on a bigger screen or like a computer screen, yeah, I would recommend getting it. It just depends on like if you want to have like a bigger screen for the actual display. But I think it's like maybe $40-$50. That's what it was. Website. I know like the Wi-Fi dip was like $50. So I think the each attachment's about $40-$50.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, like I don't have I haven't used it, so like I was just figuring out like another thing to do, like a little giveaway. Um, and I was like, oh, we're gonna be doing this stream, and I ordered it, and I got it. I got mine. This one, I think like seven. I don't remember. When did we talk about this? Was it like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was like three weeks ago.
Yeah. So I think just when we talked, I was like, oh, I want to place an order. How long did it take? Maybe I got it like 6 to 8 days or something like that.
Yeah, I think mine was about 5 days before I got it.
Yeah. So they come in pretty quick. They're not like years ago that you had to wait 6 months to get them. Maybe they're not as yeah, maybe they're just making a lot more. Maybe they're not as rare. I was gonna say, but yeah, man. So thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you, everyone. And if there's any other cool things that you would like me to demo or bring someone on to demo, I would love to get someone in here to do some web app testing, web app hacking. So I think the last couple hacking Saturdays or Saturday hacking sessions or whatever you want to call it have been like Active Directory. But I would love to get someone in here to do some hack the box on some web apps. So if you're interested, please hit me up. I would love to have you as a guest and just learn more about the community and learn about you. So thank you, everyone.